Hi, this is Rocky with Rignatures. Today I was going to do a quick install, show you the couple of tips on the ease of installing a Rignature, whether it's a two-hole type like this or a one-hole type. We have virtually anything you can think of we can make in either a one or a two-hole Rignature. These use the existing windshield bumpers that are on every Jeep Wrangler. Those are removed. There's already holes. There's no pre-drilling needed to take place. The install just takes a few minutes, and you can basically customize your rig. So we'll get started here. If you do not have an existing Rignature installed and you have the factory windshield bumpers, these are pretty easy to get out. About half the Jeep Wranglers we put Rignatures on have the insulation or the heat sound blanket attached underneath. There's retaining little plastic retainers that you have to remove in order to drop that blanket. The other half don't have the blanket, which makes this a lot easier. But we'll do that real quick. Mine has the blanket. So you simply... I've found that instead of using the factory hood holder here, I use a little hole that's next to the latch. That way it doesn't poke through the insulation or the blanket, so when you try and drop it, it makes it just a little bit easier. So you simply carefully pry out these plastic retainers and save them. There'll be one here, two on the sides, and one in the center. Because I've taken this blanket off over and over and over, I've managed to pull this one through. It's not that big a deal. There's tabs here and a tab here on both sides that hold the blanket in place. Some people just pull it out and just get rid of it because it really doesn't serve that much purpose. So I'll remove the other retainer clip up here. Just got to get your fingers behind it and carefully pry. You don't want to, again, pull them through. Then all you do is lift the blanket up, take it off of those two tabs. Same thing on this side, and that basically should bring your blanket down. It should actually be retained on this thing, but this is pulled through, so I'll just take this off and make sure I put that back in place when we put it back. So this gives you access on both sides. As you can see, on the passenger side, the access hole to this location is smaller. The side on the driver's side is larger, hence the two washers you get. If one's bigger, use it on the driver's side. The smaller one has to go on the passenger side. Again, if your factory install windshield bumpers are in, a trick that works really well is a 1/2-inch deep well socket. You simply put it on the tab underneath, push it all the way in, and it basically depresses the holding tabs so that you can then remove this off your hood real quick. Once you've done that, you might want to take these, stick them in your armrest for safekeeping. I'm sure everybody knows how to use a wrench. The Rignatures utilize a 3/4 inch nut, so I have a box end, open end, 3/4 inch, and it's I think this is a spark plug socket, but it's about 3/4. I'll leave it up to you to find the right. Now the original designs, I used nylon nuts, thinking they would hold. Truth of the matter is they're a little bit more difficult to take on and off just because of the amount of work. And I will be replacing these with standard stainless steel 1/2-inch nuts and hex and lock nuts, lock washers, I'm sorry. And those you can ding your finger tighten and then just give a short little turn with the wrench to tighten them up. So we'll take that off. We'll set that right there. Now every Rignature comes with 3 washers. The first washer simply keeps the bolt head from marring up the paint on the Rignature. The Rignature is made out of 1/8 inch steel, so if the paint gets marred or nicked, it can rust, in which case you'll have to remove it, prime it, and just put another rattle can of color on it, whatever color you plan to use. Again, like I say, the passenger side has a smaller washer on it. We always put a rubber washer between the hood and the Rignature to keep it from scratching. Alright. So, if you've got a stock hood, you've removed your washers, your bumpers, your windshield bumpers. You will take your, whether it's a 1-hole or a 2-hole Rignature, put the bolt on it, put the rubber washer on it, same thing on the other side. And then it's just a matter of setting the Rignature in place through the existing bumper holes. Driver's side has the big washer. On this time I'm going to be utilizing the stainless 1/2 inch washer, or a lock washer and nut, and you'll see how much easier this goes on. You can hand tighten that. It shouldn't take but a turn or two to tighten up. Good to go. Try the other side. We got your small washer, your lock washer, and your nut. Simply put that into place. Tighten by hand. Give it just a few tights just to snug up, don't have to over tighten. And we're golden. Now replace your blanket using the tab here and the tab here. Put those in position, and you can place one of your retainers back into place to hold it. Do the same thing on this side. Make sure your tabs are engaged. Put your retainer back into position, and I'll return to center to where it goes. Good to go. Drop your hood and enjoy your new Rignature.